What's happening, everybody? What's going on? This is Corner Store Podcast, and I am your host, OMD Dex 300, aka Doc Savage, the man of bronze. Thank you for being here. Episode 149. We doing fine, and we ready to climb and do what we do. This is episode 149. We got a crazy situation going on right now in Los Angeles, California that I got to talk about. The Rollin 60's, very well-known gang in South Central Los Angeles, West Side, Crenshaw District area, Hyde Park, and so forth. Several members today were indicted, including their leader, known leader of the group, of the gang, Big U himself, was indicted on racketeering charges by the federal government today. I'm going to get some more information for you guys in regards to this because I just saw this today, and it is really a trip. It is really a trip. The whole situation itself is just amazing to me, and I actually saw this today. And I'm trying to get back to where I was in regards to that. Well, at least what it said was Big U and some members, I don't know how many members it was, have been indicted on racketeering charges. And you know how these RICO cases are. RICO cases are the worst. Diddy is under a RICO case. Diddy is under a RICO case. That's the reason why he's not been given bail. Diddy has offered several millions of dollars in bail to get out of jail, and he is on a no bail hold. They are not taking no money from him, and I believe a lot of that has to stem from his availability to the funds and to properties and things like that to be able to get out on bail, and they think he's a flight risk. Believing that he would probably flee the country. Now, somebody like Diddy is so well known that I don't care what corners of the globe he would go to, they would probably find him. So there's obviously other reasons why they're not giving him bail. So that's the only thing I can think of in regard to that. I'm trying to find the story on Big U and them. I just saw it. I should have held on to it. But it's a big story. This just happened today, if I'm not mistaken. And there was also something in regards to Big U and a friend of his son who was an athlete, and the boy came up dead. And this is all speculation now. Please don't take my word for it. These news reports are coming out as we speak. I'm gonna probably have to go ahead and search this really quickly. Just give me a second here, and I'll have some sound. I believe it'll pop right up. Well, I'm trying to see if they got it right here. The Star Report. Oh, here we go. Indicted. Here we go. Here's some sound right here.
Ran mafia-like enterprises, according to the feds.
Sweeties, Pop-Tarts. It was all real. Big U really was extorting people. They've been indicted. The Rollin 60's and Loose Cannon and Brick Baby are in custody.
You just heard that. What's up, Best? How you doing? Shout out to France in the building. France is in the building, y'all. Corner Store Podcast, KSP Corner Store Television. We reach every coast, all the way over to Europe and all the way back, all the way to Asia. We had somebody on the live a couple of days ago that was supposedly from Asia. We had somebody from Africa. So if you guys didn't know, today, the Rollin 60 Crip organization. I don't like to call them a gang. We already know what they are. What they've been about. Hell, I grew up here, Crenshaw High, class of '84 to be exact. Been knowing about them and several other gangs since I was a shorty. So, with that said, Brick Baby, Big U. I don't know why I said BU. I guess it would still be BU, but without the big part. But Big U, Brick Baby, and Loose Cannon, another rapper, Loose Cannon, indicted today on federal racketeering charges. We're gonna go back to the sound so you guys can hear. This is being reported by Al Prophet on YouTube. I'm borrowing from Big Al. Shout out to Al Prophet on YouTube and his story. I guess he has a lot of information on this, so we're gonna check it all out together. I'm just finding out about it myself, so here we go.
You know I don't make stuff up. It's in the LA Times. I'm sure it's all over the internet. Sweeties, extortion, murder. So in 2021, investigation into the Big U enterprise began. There was a rapper, Rayshawn Williams, not sure what his rap name was. They booked. So you better be careful who you take money from. That's why I never let nobody invest in me other than upstanding citizens. They rented an Airbnb and some, I guess they had a studio in it, or there was a studio out in Vegas. The kid, he's 21. The kid ain't going, he missing his sessions and all that. So Big U and them roll out there. And the kid has a rap lyric about the big bro who's getting dough. You get, if I think shit is sweet, I'll get killed with a revolver with no shells. So of course he gets found the next day in the desert of Las Vegas. A revolver had done it, and all the shells had been picked up. Eerie, he made a rap. The way he described his own homicide in the rap song is the way he, in fact, was taken out. Like he knew it was coming.
Now you can't tell me that it's not an ominous statement. And shout out again to Al Prophet from YouTube. Al Prophet, if you want to check him out, it's Al Prophet, and he's also on YouTube. And he just stated that the indictment is concerning the Rollin 60's had invested in a hip hop artist who they were financing, and he was missing some of his recording sessions. I guess he might have been in Vegas flossing because they got him an Airbnb in Las Vegas. I guess he was flossing and everything to that extent. And he even made a song in regards to the possibility of him being killed because of him not holding up his end of the bargain in regards. This is all speculation, obviously, and I'm getting this third party. And also, if you'd like to find out more about the case, you can go on latimes.com to read more about the story. And this kid was summarily murdered and pretty much rapped about what was going to happen to him in prediction of what would be his ultimate demise. What would be his ultimate demise? So, with that said, we're going to continue with a little bit more of the sound, but it turns out that Big U, Brick Baby, and Loose Cannon from the Rollin 60's Los Angeles street gang has been indicted for racketeering, and we're going to go back into it.
And so the footage, the surveillance footage from so Rayshawn Williams and Big U had a meeting in the studio that night. The footage is gone. So the police are saying, or law enforcement is saying, the feds are saying that would show, this is a federal indictment too. It's Las Vegas, LA. Feds are saying it showed them fighting, and possibly he either executed him there or took him out of the desert and they dumped him in the desert. So that's when the investigation began. Loose Cannon, Sweeties, he is indicted for extortion, robbery, all that stuff, that him being on Big U's crew, impressing people, is real, according to the feds. Brick Baby as well. Wow, Brick Baby is probably going through some heavy withdrawals right now. And I'm not even being funny, like for real. Okay, so for those of you that don't know the background of Mr. Henley, aka Big U, in the 80s, he worked his way up to be this infamous Rollin 60. I saw a picture of some graffiti from the 80s. It didn't say Rollin 60's killer, it said Big U killer. I think the Brems or somebody painted it. He got into dealing of the dope, and in 1991, him and a partner named Wagner were going to buy like 25 bricks, but Big U wanted to make it a stick up, but it was the police. So the other guy got 32 years. Big U ended up getting 13 years. He gets out in 04. He's managing Corrupt. Corrupt introduces him to Suge Knight, who kind of gives him some music industry plugs, a little money or whatever. And then, of course, he gets Nipsey Hussle.
Announcement from federal authorities about the Rollin 60's neighborhood Crips gang in South LA. Detectives have arrested multiple people, and this morning they're still looking for others.
Eugene Henley, now considered a wanted fugitive. In the past, he's produced TV series. He has nearly 300,000 followers on Instagram, and he ran this charity. The feds say the charity received donations from celebrities, even government agencies, for what was described as charitable work. But the feds say he was still very involved in a much larger crime ring. And it wasn't just Henley that they're looking for. They've already made several arrests in connection with his alleged crimes. 4 people named in the criminal complaint are already in custody. The details of the alleged crimes were just released in dozens of pages of court documents that we are about to go through here. But the big headline right now is that Eugene Henley, a longtime self-proclaimed community activist, is now a fugitive. The FBI, among other agencies, looking for him and several other people involved in a much wider-ranging crime ring. We'll have details much later today on the NBC4 News.
This is a huge fucking story. Shout out to everybody on the pod. Michael Lee, what's happening, man? Thank you for being here, dog. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Best, my man Matthew from France. And I always got to shout out that he's from France because that's huge. We're international now, and he repping us over in Europe. Shout out to my man Negus Freeman, aka Big Chris Davis, in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're back and forth all over the country. Dade County, Florida is in the building, 305, checking in, showing love, and we really appreciate it. You guys need some merch. I just put up on the chat what to do, and we'll get it to you. We're working that out. We're going to get that worked out. If it's the last thing I do, we're going to get that worked out. We're going to make sure that you guys, I'm looking at the chat now, niggas. I'm looking at the chat now. We're going to make sure that everybody is able to get a Corner Store television or Corner Store podcast merchandise. T-shirt probably. That's going to be the first thing. We're working on hoodies. We're working on hats. I'm going to be getting stickers. I've had stickers before, and we're working on all that. This is all me, folks. If I had the backing of a corporation, because they don't even realize that I'm that viable right now. That's all that is. They don't know that we're working on something real great over here. And basically, we will be getting all these things together so you guys can be able to take advantage and be our human billboards and let everybody know, what we're trying to do over here. And that we're very nostalgic hip hop people. We're very nostalgic music people as well as film. And we also love what we do. Shout out to everybody. You goddamn right, pop my shit. Let's get it. Anyway, back to what we were talking about and what we're listening to. It is the indictment of 3 major parties and maybe even more. We don't know about anybody else that might have been raided today from that area. Big U, Loose Cannon, and Brick Baby. If those who don't know, if you can go to what is it? Adam 22's show. I can't remember the name of his show. No Jumper. I just thought about it. No Jumper, Brick Baby, is known to be a correspondent and a host on Adam 22's No Jumper podcast. I actually know his wife, Lena the Plug. I actually work with her. You can go on Instagram, on my Instagram, my OMD Dex 300 Instagram, or the Corner Store Instagram for that matter, and see photos of her and I working together out here in the San Fernando Valley one day. I made a nice little chunk of change that day. It was real funny. And yeah, Brick Baby is known to be on that show. If you don't know who that is, you can even just Google Brick Baby because he got to a point where he actually has a name. And he's been indicted today with loose cannon as well as Big U. And it sounds like murder is involved and conspiracy to commit murder. And that's a huge, huge deal. I had to get on here and talk about this today. Hopefully, we're supposed to have a Corner Store podcast, which will now be episode 150 since this is 149, with a R&B pop artist by the name of Christina. She's been on the show before. She's supposed to be on tomorrow. I haven't heard from her. I reached out to her today, and we may be having her on the show tomorrow. So look for that show. Turn on the likes and also turn on the notification bell so you'll know when I'm actually on and I'm chilling and doing my thing. But check this out, man. That's some crazy news. That is some crazy news. Since the passing of this gentleman right here that I'm pointing to, let me point to him correctly. It's been a lot of things happening in set that he's from. He is from that gang. He's from the West Side 60's gang, Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace. There's been a lot of things going on. There's even been speculation that there was a pay. This is all speculation. I have no proof of anything. There's a lot of shit that goes on, and a lot of things that happen in the street people be talking about. So let me say that right now, that it might have been they had some kind of issue with him, which led to him being summarily taken off the face. One of the great legendary hip hop artists on the rise. The man was legendary. He was getting to a point where he was actually finna be very Tupac-like, if he ain't already still that way. And he was taken out summarily. So I just have no clue what's really going on with the West Side 6-0s. If they're killing their own, obviously they don't have enough time to be doing any of the street stuff with other rival gangs. And I think they shouldn't even be doing that anyway. There shouldn't be no gangbang as far as I'm concerned. You know, I understand there's a lot of cats that live in those neighborhoods and they grow up and that's all they know. They're taught that from diapers. And they basically, you know, they keep doing it until the day they finally leave this planet, or hell, some of them just represent while even having jobs and getting kids and everything and raising. They never really leave, you know, that stone unturned. And they let everybody know all the way until the day they take their dirt nap, you know, whether it be through gang violence or just getting too old to, you know, to not say that's not who they are. So to me, I think it should be. I don't think motherfuckers should be doing this shit. I think it's to a point now that all of us should realize we're killing each other. We're killing other black people. If all we're gonna do is look for the green, and it don't matter what color you are, it seems like we'll kill each other before we kill anybody white. I don't want nobody to kill nobody. Let's get that straight, number one. But if you're going to kill somebody that's against you. Kill somebody that's trying to stop us from prospering. Like I said, I have no inkling to have anybody murdered. But there are people out there that will, if we go in their neighborhood, it's after a certain time of night, they'll kill you. There's sundown towns in the United States of America. Go handle them, motherfuckers. Don't kill nobody in your neighborhood, especially somebody with the same skin color as you. To me, that don't make no damn sense. But let's go back to the news report, and we can hear a little bit more about what's going on with that.
Beginning at 3 o'clock. But for now, reporting live, I'm Alex Rosie, NBC4 News.
Alex, thank you very much for that update. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so let's go to NBC4's Michelle Vise. She's live at the federal building in Westwood, where the defendants will be processed. Michelle.
That's right. Annabelle, good morning. Right behind me, we have FBI agents and members of the Department of Justice here. This is where some of the members, the gang members from the Crips, were brought to be processed. We just saw likely one of them being driven away, who will likely be in court this afternoon. This is a big day. This is where they're processed. Many of them still need to be processed to face those federal charges. A big day, but big agents need the big get, aka Big U, Eugene Henley, now a fugitive. They think he's somewhere in Southern California, a self-proclaimed philanthropist and ringleader of the Rolling 60's Crip gang. Here's more on the arrest from special agent in charge.
4 of the 19 defendants were already in custody, and 10 defendants were taken into custody in the last 24 hours. And while we're still seeking the whereabouts of 5 individuals, 3 of whom we believe we will have in custody shortly, 2 defendants are considered fugitives. They are Eugene Henley Jr., also known as Big U, and Brian Mejia.
So there's a big incident. Is what they back?
So they've indicted 10 people already, and obviously Big U is outstanding, meaning he's still on the run. This is real serious. This is some big shit. This is huge. RICO cases cost millions and millions of dollars. Somebody is going to prison. Somebody is going to federal prison. They do not bring, if you get acquitted from any of these charges, whatever, how many they're going to throw at them to see which ones stick, you going to jail. You going to jail. Puff Daddy Sean Combs is worth several $1 million. Obviously, he has nothing to do with this, but I'm only bringing him up to say he's under federal RICO indictment as well. They put several millions of dollars. The money that he was trying to use to get out of jail, because he offered as much as $65 million for his bail in New York to get out of jail, and they said no. In this case, I don't believe you. I don't believe Brick Baby. I don't believe Loose Cannon. Any of these guys have any type of money in that regard to even offer for bail. And from what I can tell and what I've heard so far is that bail is not even being offered. These guys are being held on no bail. Some of the ones that are fugitives, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Being a fugitive when you're on a case like this, they're gonna give you a chance to turn yourself in. But if you happen to be out there and you run, there's a chance they may gun you down because they don't know if you have. All they know is that you're a 60 Crip that's under a federal indictment for conspiracy to commit murder, and also racketeering. So chances are they already believe that you're armed and dangerous. So it's a good chance, if you haven't been indicted already and you're not in holding, that if they catch you out there, they may try to kill you. Because they don't know. They already assuming that you're armed and dangerous. Federal murder charges are some of the most heinous because the feds try to put your ass under the jail for federal murder. I don't even know if since it's in California, it might be the death penalty. Whoever they can connect to it, whoever they figure that pulled the trigger, there's a chance they might try to. I'm telling you, this is a big, big deal. I don't mean to put any disparagement. I ain't trying to get none of them niggas to get at me at all. Whoever rep their hood or whatnot, if you see this, I'm just reporting what's out there. This ain't no scary shit or nothing that I'm saying. It's just niggas be getting weird and shit when they be, especially when it's about they said, oh, what the fuck he talking about and all that. You can stall me out with all that. It ain't even like that. Everybody else reporting on it. We got the Star Report in New York reporting on it. I believe Willie D is probably even reported on it already. And if he hasn't already, he will be. I just got this information from Al Prophet on YouTube. He just getting it from the news as well as I could do picture in picture right now, as a matter of fact, and pop up my dashboard and pull up. But, I ain't got to the point where I'm real comfortable, in doing that on my computer, but it's getting to a point where I know how to do all of these things. Because here's PNP right here. screen share. You know what I'm saying? I could do that right now. But I'd rather you just listen to the sound through my mic. If you don't like that, hey, it is what it is. But I still got all my regulars that come on here and holler at your boy that fuck with me regardless of how we do what we do. Because we are telling you what's going on just like everybody else is. It's just me, a 58-year-old native of Los Angeles to a certain degree that has grown up here and is trying to do something unprecedented in a media venture that I've been thinking about for several years, as well as among other things. So, with that said, we're gonna continue and listen to what's really being said about this whole situation, just to get more perspective on what it is, and even find out further on the reasoning why the federal indictment has been brought.
Sir, with the initials AB, is that Adrian Broner or is it just the feds using those initials? I don't know, so I'm not going to say it's Adrian Broner, but with the initials AB, that was running, listen to this. So I tell you, so much stupid shit goes on in LA, like crazy, just
For real.
for young people with too much money. The boxer, AB, whoever it is, was doing a dice game with crooked dice. They hit a bunch of NBA players for millions. So the NBA players tell Big U. Big U goes up there with some Rollin 60s, says, slaps them up. So first of all, you can't have a dice game in LA without my permission, and I know you cheat, give these guys their money back. So he got the millions back, charged the basketball players $100,000 each. There was a dispensary in somewhere, I guess, in the Rollin 60s turf, paid $25,000 a month in extortion fees. As soon as the guys stopped paying, I think Loose Cannon and a bunch of other guys ran up in there. They weren't even wearing masks and just took everything. And Big U invited the guy to his house later that day and said, "Oh, see, I got your stuff because you didn't pay." Sweeties! It's so real. Wow, this is unbelievable. I really didn't think. Okay.
So it's that bad. It's that bad, y'all. This is making me really suspect that they actually may have killed one of their own. This is really making me suspect that actually taking out somebody like Nipsey Hussle could actually be possible. They really truly over there in that neighborhood, the 60s is truly acting like the mob, and they are making dispensaries pay protection money. They're doing their if you come to LA, whoever this AB he was talking about, the initials, a boxer with the initials of AB was running a crooked dice game, and he was beating NBA players in this dice game and taking hundreds of thousands of dollars from them. The NBA players called Big U. Big U came with his goons, and they made the dude pay the money back. Why are you even doing a dice game in LA without checking in? That's some real Italian mafia type shit. They go into dispensaries in local areas over in their area and telling them, "Hey, what's up, Tim Taylor? What's up, Tim? What's going on, bro?" Tim Taylor just said Adam 22 and Vlad and Cam Capone made fools out of Chicago and California street culture. He most certainly did, Tim. He used them. I was just saying this to Chris the other day. He used all of those gang members to further that No Jumper podcast. That's the only reason why No Jumper has all the subscribers they have, is because they use the gang culture. And not only that, they were very much like Vlad in the sense of they had those guys on there talking about themselves and the things that they do in their neighborhoods, which was basically snitching on themselves. They were snitching on themselves. There's no fucking doubt about it that these guys have been snitching on themselves. When you come on the Corner Store podcast, you're not going to be talking about none of that shit. You can say where you're from, you can say why you started, but we're not going to talk about gang culture as far as you know, who y'all shoot at, who your rivals is. We know you got rivals. What the fuck first off, we want to know what you're doing to uplift the community. What are you doing to become more of a viable entity for yourself? We don't want to know how many people you taking off this earth. That's bullshit. You can look at any of my old content, any of my lives. We don't do that here. Am I telling somebody like, see, most people will invest in corruption, will invest in negativity. Everybody seems to like that negative shit. That's the reason why their numbers go up. That's the reason why that Fit and Fresh or Fresh and Fit bullshit podcast with that old weird looking Indian dude or whatever the fuck he's supposed to be, and the other guy Myron, if I'm saying his name right, they fucking invest in talking shit about women. What's happening, Vern? What's up? We got Vern Miller, the dangerous gentleman, in the building. What's happening, Vern? They don't care about the street or the culture. All they want is the money. Exactly. Now, let me say that. I'm going to look dead in the camera and say this to you guys. If you guys don't think I need to do this to be able to make some type of income in this crazy ass world, especially living in California, you're crazy. But that's not the end all beat all. I don't do media content on YouTube to cause corruption. I don't do the devil. In other words, I don't do the devil's job for him. I'm not here to cause chaos. I'm not here to cause confusion. I'm not here to pit rival gangs against each other or people against each other. I'm not here for that. That's the reason why my maturation has been slow. It's been steady, but it's been slow. People will get on here and they'll look for a few minutes and then they'll jump right off because I ain't got no titties sitting right here or some ass shaking, or I ain't talking about so-and-so just got his ass shot the fuck up or any of that bullshit. We don't do that here. Ask Vern Miller, me and this gentleman who's on the live, the chat right now. Shout out, everybody say what's up to Vern, the dangerous gentleman. Check out his music on SoundCloud as well as a couple of his videos that are on YouTube. Old boy's dope as a motherfucker. He ain't out here trying to, you know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to cause no confusion. That's a working man as well as doing music. We got best in the building. We got people from Florida on the chat. We got people from Atlanta. We got people, Vern is from Virginia via Brooklyn, New York. So it ain't just a whole bunch of people from my local area. Most of the people that in California, the reason why you don't see a lot of LA people on my chat is because LA motherfuckers think they already stars. They could be living in their neighborhood, don't even go but 4 blocks, but they think they're a star. They're a star 2 blocks and 2 block radius. Everybody out here is trying to do the same fucking thing that you are. Try to make it, but half of the time they ass is faking it. I don't need to be around no bullshit like that. I'm not here to fake it. I'm here to make it. And not only make it, I'm going to pull other people up with me. This coming up April, I'll be at the Chopper Club, one of the oldest black biker clubs in Los Angeles. I'll be at their annual party. It's a 2-day event. I have artists. One artist who's from this area is from the 60's. His name is Jay Outlaw. If you guys ain't never heard of Jay Outlaw, go. His artist name is J. Outlaw, Outlaw, just like it sounds. That's that boy's actual name. That's how dope that is. Check him out on Spotify, YouTube, everywhere. He goes hard. I'm trying to get him to be performing at the show, as well as Sauce the Wave, Max Vision from San Diego. Sauce the Wave is from West Los Angeles. I'm trying to put money in people's pockets. At the domino tournament that's coming up next week, which I have to do a Zoom for, and I'm actually checking the clock on that because I got to do this Zoom meeting with organizers from that tonight at 6:30 West Coast time. I got Honey Queen Lemonade. I want you guys to grab some of that Honey Queen Lemonade. It is Honey Queen. The Queen is spelled Queen. Queen. Honey Queen Lemonade. Go look for it. All you got to do is Google that. Once you see and not only see it, once you taste that lemonade, it's the best lemonade I've ever had in my life. It's an amazing product. That's why I only back shit that I know is real. I only put any effort into helping out people I know that's not only got a great product, but it's good ass individuals that's not here to destroy the world, but to here to help the fucking world. That's where my mind is at. And if you can't get with that, we probably ain't gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about that. Now, have I been negative in my life? Have I even touched some of these situations in street violence and all that at one time, whether it be protecting myself or getting at somebody? I'd be a lying ass if I said I didn't. But see, we're at a point now where that ain't, especially in my life, that ain't important. That's some bullshit. Anybody like these guys, like Big U ain't no young man. That's the only way he know to make money. Now, see what they'll do is on camera, on these social media platforms, or on these YouTubes and TikToks, they'll get on there and be interviewed and tell you all the good things they're doing in the neighborhood. I get to the boys club, I'll be boxing, I'll be doing this. But all of that shit that you don't know about behind closed doors, motherfuckers is getting murdered and getting fucking extorted. That's why I think this brother right here was taken out by his own people. My opinion only. I don't know this is fact. Well, he was taken out by his own people. Actually, the boy that shot him was supposedly from their neighborhood. Why did he shoot him? I don't know a real gangster. I know a few that ain't nothing but some weirdos and haters, but I don't think they'd be bold. They'd be just mad at the nigga. I want to catch a fade with you, man. You call me a snitch. That usually don't happen. To me, it sounds like somebody told him to go kill that nigga. Nipsey Hussle was a real one. Nipsey, his brother to this day got the Marathon Burger, which could be a franchise all over this city. People tried to mess that up when they opened recently. Niggas coming up there who've been talking shit about his brother, rest in peace, trying to mess that up. That's the world we live in. It's a bunch of haters that hate on their same fucking color. I bet you $5 million. The people that were extorted, I know for a fact that boy who probably was a rapper signed to or made the deal with Big U and them, bet you he was black. And they murdered him and put his ass in the desert some fucking where. I bet you the nigga who had the weed shop that they extorted and Loose Cannon them, this is all speculation now. This is all news that I've been getting, was the ones who ran up in there and took all of the weed out, and he had to go to Big U to get all his shit back. I bet you that dude was black. They ain't gonna do that to no white person or no Mexican or nothing, because they know. One thing about us is we don't snitch. If that shit is happening to us, we don't snitch. That's been something that's been bullshit put into us. Am I saying you should be a snitch? No. What I'm saying is, why even get involved in that bullshit where it puts you in a position where you gotta snitch? You do something to my family, I'm probably gonna end up going to prison behind trying to take your ass the fuck out. So it ain't gonna be no reason for me to snitch and tell the police nothing, because I'm gonna be the one trying to get at you. Whether I get at you or not is another thing, but I'm sure gonna fucking try. I don't have no snitch in me, and I've been around a lot of bullshit before. I done been clicked up and linked up with cuffs in front of buildings all my fucking life. And I ain't said nothing. Don't want to say nothing, because that's in us. But when it comes to, we fuck each other over. We're cannibals in regards to each other as black people. We eat each other up. Pause. We'll eat our young. We'll eat young. We take advantage of other people's children, putting them in gangs and telling them to go steal and give them some chump change. We prey on each other. We don't prey on the people who oppress us. We don't. We prey on each other like fucking idiots. This is a crazy ass situation. I ain't gonna even front, y'all. Somebody just hit me up. Give me 2 seconds. Let me see what's good. I just got some audio. I don't know if I should play it on here. I got some audio from my folks. Let me see what he said. Man, I might as well, because if it's private, he would have told me it was private. Hold on a second. Oh, 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 oh. This is my other nephew right here. Wipe me down. Hey. Hey.
Bring them on. So you shoot it, we outside trying to see what it's about. Heard some niggas trying to slide in the lawn when you're out. Bitch, I'm here with the yam trying to add some shit out. You want to tell shit, you want to ring them off. You want some bitches from your motherfucking house. I'll let this bitch talk. Take this bitch off. So taking shit, I said this bitch off.
That's that young Timothy, young Bimothy right there, boy. That's my other nephew. That's my other nephew, Timothy. Rap name is Young Bimothy. Go ahead on, niggas, and put that name up on the chat. Put that name up on the chat so they'll know where to go and look for his music. This is the Wipe Me Down. It's his version of Wipe Me Down. I should look for that other goddamn song you had sent me. Yeah. 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 On. It's on. It's on. Damn, I can't find it now. I might have passed it already. Because he sent me another song. Oh, here it is right here. Yo, since we on this, since we did this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the other song he has sent me, which I really love. Check this out. Check this out. I know we went to the music and we was talking about Big U, and then we're gonna go back to it. Check this out right here.
Yeah. Ooh, baby, yeah, tell me, how did you get that energy? That ass moving like a lost ship backseat. That ass sitting all the way you can't see. It try to abracate like a bakery. Know it ain't my birthday, but I need a piece. Every time you walk away, girl, my knees get weak. Cause the way that move, girl, you teasing me. Hey, I don't know your name, excuse me. I see it from across the room, girl. Yeah, that thing is juicy. Yeah, good love. I'm choosing on you, girl. Cause you got some ass on you. You got some ass on you, girl. You got some ass on you. You got some ass on you, girl.
Yes, that young Bimothy, that young Bimothy. I gotta give it to my nephew. He doing his thing. That nigga music is sounding real good. He's getting real dope. He got an EP coming out. I forget the name of it, but shout out to young Bimothy doing his thing, man. That was love. Now, hey, that was kind of cool, niggas. You went, my boy Chris, my other nephew Chris. That's his brother. He's on the chat right now. He's the gentleman you guys want. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and say that if you guys on here would like a Corner Store Television or Corner Store Podcast t-shirt, please on the chat or come to me at cornerstoretelevision@gmail.com and let me know your size. I'll relay all that information. Give me your shipping address and all that, and we'll get it out to you. Obviously, you're going to have to cash app him or we're setting up the store and everything, so you'll be able to get all of that. But until then, we just fulfill the orders as they come. You can also hit the chat up right now and tell them that you're interested. And, some kind of way we'll figure out how to get it to you. Best is already going to be ordering something himself, and he's going to be getting it all the way out there to France. We're going to make sure it gets right to him. And obviously, we'd love to see that he got what he got. And he's also an Instagram friend of mine. I'm pretty sure he's going to show me a picture of him on there. I'm surprised my boy Omar from Africa. He's from Morocco. He was on the last pod. I'm surprised he's not here today. He's probably got something going. The last time he was on here, he said, "Yo, man, I'm out in the. I just came from the herb fields." He was out in the fields, in the herb fields, and he decided to jump on and fuck with us on Corner Store Podcast. You know what I'm saying? But we had that little break where we played some music from Young Bimothy, but we were talking about the indictment that just happened to the Rolling 60s LA Street Gang and some of the major players in that gang, from Big U, one of the leaders of that gang, and also Brick Baby, who's known to be on the Adam 22 podcast, No Jumper, as well as Loose Cannon. Loose Cannon is a hip hop artist. If you don't know, you can go Loose, being spelled Luce, Cannon. I've heard some of his music. Dude is pretty cool. And turns out he was an enforcer that was going around handling a lot of their extortion business, doing collecting. If you ever seen John Travolta and Get Shorty, that's basically what he was. He was a Shylock. He's basically a Shylock out there getting money from people that they were extorting. So it's very mafia like, which is the reason why they have been summarily indicted in racketeering charges and conspiracy to commit murder as well as murder, because someone has been killed and they have been blamed for the death. This has been a really, really crazy, crazy day. I had to jump on here and talk about this. Um, One of the other things I was going to talk about and mention before I got out of here was the Just Hilarious. And those who don't know who Just Hilarious is, she is a comedian from Philadelphia, PA, that is a correspondent that works on the Breakfast Club with the DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God. And recently she had a rant online in regards to people like Corey Holcomb, comedian Corey Holcomb, and his 5150 podcast. Corey Holcomb had a lot to say about her untalented, or how much she's not talented, and she's been given a lot of opportunities that she does not deserve. And that there's a new young lady that is on the Breakfast Club who has been actually used to work for TMZ and has been a correspondent doing newscasts on different outlets, and how she's way more suited to be in the position she's in versus Just Hilarious. And he's Corey Holcomb has even gone out to say and call her out of her name instead of her actual name, which is Just Hilarious. He calls her Less Hilarious, which is a play on words saying that she does less to deserve what she gets, whether it be comedy or any of the other things she's gotten. They've had a long-standing feud for a good while, and they've gone back and forth at each other for a while now. And it's just really sad because I've always talked about this and how we hate each other, whether it be men, women, women, men, women and women, men and men. Black people are always at each other's necks, i.e., Cat Williams, which really started all of this. Well, we've been at each other's necks for years and years, but since social media is such a thing now, you can get on someone's podcast like he did on Shannon Sharp's podcast and just go off and air out all of the things he believes uh is going on in the business, and all the people he think is taking it up the butt to get where they are and all that. And Corey Holcomb has said as much as well, that a lot of these guys who are known stars have been taking it up to behind pause to get where they are. Let's just say any of that is true. What is going out saying that on your content or on your show is doing other than getting people to listen? I mean, you have nothing else better to talk about or better to express about than talking about what you think everybody else is doing. We definitely need unity. Best, Tim, or Matt, I'm sorry. We definitely need unity. That's something we don't have. That's the reason why I'm glad you're on here. You being all across the water there, all the way in Europe, 4 to 5,000 miles from here, from the West Coast, and actually participating and being on Corner Store Podcast live chat and giving your opinion on. And you're obviously, I believe, a black person in France. I actually don't know if you're black or not. I went on your Instagram and you don't really have a lot of pictures of yourself. So I'm assuming that you're a brother. And even if you're not, and you happen to be Caucasian or any other nationality, and to be calling for black people to have unity with each other and not being black is even more significant, because you see, yeah, see, he said, yeah, I'm black, and that's the reason why you own. Now, if you were white, let's be honest, if you were white, knowing the history of how they treated us over the years, and the French were a part of the slave trade. Let's just keep that 100, as well as the English and the Spaniards. The Spaniards were in the slave trade when it came to the Indians. So, but anyway, be that as it may, you being a black person all the way across the water, engaging with me, someone you don't know, but you happen to have latched on to what I do, and not latched on like a leech or nothing stupid like that, latched on in a positive way. And you feel like, this guy right here, I can listen to for a few minutes and enjoy what he's talking about, has been nothing short of amazing and a godsend. And there are going to be some days where I talk negatively about stuff and about people. I'll be lying to say I haven't done that in the past, but I try to keep it. I will try to keep this shit 100 when I'm talking about something. I'm not going to say nothing that ain't true about you, or I'm not going to have an opinion that I don't believe what I'm saying is true. It might even be speculation. But on the outside looking in, a lot of times these things be seen, like the stuff I said about Diddy. The stuff I said about Diddy, I was speculating about a lot of it because we don't know. But see, they give you a lot of fuel for the speculation by their actions and by how they treat people, how they talk to people. Because you got a whole bunch of fucking money and because let's be honest, none of this shit would be happening unless white people let you have it. Are there people out there? Now, if you notice, like I said, with Big U, with this situation with the 60s, you guys are not extorting whites. You know better to do that. You're going to try to extort people you feel like you can extort. That's a cowardly thing as far as I'm concerned. You're not finna go extort some white Jewish dude, because your ass gonna get indicted even quicker. The only reason why the feds are even involved is because somebody died. And they probably want to get rid of the 60s anyway. Let's be real. Let's be real. They don't mind us killing each other. They love that. They want to push us into a corner to where we all stuck in the elevator with the door closed and the elevator ain't moving and people farting in the elevator to where you want to go grab their ass and kill them. That's really how it is. They redline our neighborhood, so we stuck. And when anybody tries to move out of a neighborhood or better themselves or send them kids to a white school, they call them an Oreo or you a sellout and all this other bullshit. They have us mentally fucked up in the head, hating on each other, trying to keep each other down. You can't, your neighbor, I don't give a fuck if you're in a neighborhood where black people is middle class. And I've been on the porch sitting with somebody, and they see the neighbor pull up in a new car. Look at that bitch. She can't pay her light bill. She was telling me the other day, how she gonna get a new car? The fuck is that? Why would you even say some shit like that? They even had it on Fridays. If you remember the scene on Fridays, when Ice Cube mama came home and they saw the lady cross the street, the sexy older lady with the tight shorts on that was married to the midget. What did she say when she said, would you look at her? Hey, girl. And she said, hey, you just get off work. She was like, yeah, I'm going to call you later. She was like, all right. But all the time, she really didn't want to talk to that lady. She just got through talking about it. They put that in the movie. That's us in a nutshell. We do not like each other. We don't. We do not like each other. But to see all these gentlemen all across the world, let alone the United States domestically, on this chat right here showing me love, man, I don't know what else to say, but thank y'all for that. That's a fucking honor. And that's on everything I love. I'm honored to have y'all here. I would give y'all all my number out, but I ain't crazy. I'm not gonna give. I ain't giving my goddamn number out to have all kind of psychopaths calling me. And I ain't saying none of y'all is like that. But what you can do is you can go to cornerstoretelevision@gmail.com and tell me what you think, or you can go to @cornerstoretelevision, and that's corner store with a K. You already know. Most of the cats on here know that is with a K. Spread the news about this channel. That's what I want. I need more. Because my message ain't of bullshit. My message is good. Corner Store @Corner Store Television on TikTok. Oh yeah, by the way, I need to. My TikTok page is doing really well, but I need anybody that's on this chat to go to Corner Store Television on TikTok. If you have TikTok, you're gonna love the content on there. A lot of it has to do with movies and old TV shows and a bunch of cool ass shit on there. You're gonna love the scenes, animated films, all type of shit on Corner Store Television on TikTok. Real cool ass channel on there. It's doing really well as well. I couldn't be happier. So thank you guys. You know what I'm saying? And to be real with you, damn, I was on that shit right there. I didn't even know that. What the fuck? Okay, Big Dex. I see you, kid. Yo, just to wrap up and to rehash what we was talking about today, Rollin 60's, huge game. Rollin 60's. 10 members of the Rollin 60's gang, one of them being outstanding. Big U is still on the run. Federal marshals are looking for him right now. Brick Baby, Loose Cannon have already been indicted on racketeering and conspiracy to commit murder as well as murder. Huge news. Also, we talked about Jess Hilarious. Jess Hilarious has a real issue with all of the people that's been supposedly hating on her on the internet. But you're going to get that, Jess. And just like DJ Envy said to her on the video today, which I neglected to play because I don't think we need to hear that. Don't worry about what the fuck people say on the internet. I know I'll be letting them bother me sometime. That's the reason why I said some things in my stories. But hey, we got to do what we got to do. Stay grimy. Get at my nephew right now, at Niggas Freeman. Or you can get at, hey, do me a favor, Chris. Put your Instagram on the chat so people can get at you about Corner Store Television merch. And I appreciate y'all. It's all one love. This has been episode 149, Corner Store Podcast. It's your boy, OMD 300, aka Doc Savage and Man of Bronze, signing off. Love y'all. I'm going to stay on for a couple seconds so y'all can get that info.